2 ships, 129 men, and not a single survivor. They sailed into the Arctic and simply vanished. In 1845, the British Empire launched one of the most advanced expeditions of its time. Their goal seemed simple: find the Northwest Passage, a sea route connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Whoever controlled it would control global trade, so Britain sent their best ships, their best officers, and supplies for 3 full years. It was supposed to be routine. It became one of history's greatest mysteries. The mission was led by Sir John Franklin, a respected naval officer and Arctic veteran. The ships were called HMS Erebus and HMS Terror. They weren't ordinary wooden ships. They were reinforced with iron plating, equipped with steam engines, and stocked with thousands of cans of preserved food. For 1845, this was cutting-edge technology. The crew felt confident. They had heating systems, books, even a small organ for music. It didn't feel like a dangerous voyage. It felt like an adventure. On May 19, 1845, the ships left England. Crowds cheered from the docks. Families waved goodbye. No one knew that this would be the last time most of those men were ever seen alive. The expedition was spotted one final time by whalers near Greenland. The men were in good spirits. They joked, they waved, and then the ships sailed west. Into the ice. Into silence. After entering the Canadian Arctic, something went terribly wrong. The ships became trapped in pack ice. At first, this wasn't unusual. Arctic explorers often waited for the ice to melt, but weeks turned into months. Months turned into an entire winter. Temperatures dropped below -40 degrees. Darkness lasted for weeks at a time. No sunlight. No movement. Just endless ice. Still, the crew stayed calm. They had supplies. They had heating. They believed rescue wasn't necessary, but the ice never released them. Another winter came, then another. By now, food supplies were running low, and something else started happening. The men grew sick, weak, disoriented. Years later, scientists would discover that many of the food cans had been poorly sealed with lead solder. The lead slowly poisoned the crew. It damaged their minds, their bodies, their judgment. But the men didn't know that. All they knew was that people were dying. Then came the worst blow. Sir John Franklin himself died. The leader was gone. Morale collapsed. In April 1848, the surviving crew made a desperate decision. They abandoned both ships. Imagine that moment. 2 massive vessels, full of shelter, warmth, and supplies, left behind in the frozen ocean. The remaining 105 men began walking south, dragging heavy boats and equipment across the ice, in freezing winds, over broken terrain, with almost no food. Some bodies were later found miles from the ships, still wearing uniforms, still pulling sledges. Some had collapsed mid-step. Others had set up tiny camps. That never moved again. Evidence later suggested starvation, hypothermia, and possibly even cannibalism, a final act of survival in a world that offered none. After that, there were no more traces. The Arctic swallowed them whole. For decades, Britain searched desperately. More than 30 rescue missions were launched. They found scattered clues, graves, buttons, bones, a single written note. It confirmed the ships had been trapped for nearly 2 years and that the crew had abandoned them. But the ships themselves were missing. For over 150 years, their exact location remained unknown until recently. In 2014, modern search teams finally discovered HMS Erebus, and 2 years later, HMS Terror. Both were astonishingly well preserved under the ice, like frozen time capsules. Inside were plates, tools, even personal belongings, as if the crew had just stepped outside and never returned. But even today, the biggest questions remain unanswered. What exactly happened during those final months? How quickly did the men lose hope? Did anyone survive longer than we think? Did someone make it farther south, unnoticed? We may never know, because the Arctic doesn't easily give back its secrets. All we have are fragments, footprints in the snow, faded notes, silent ships beneath the ice, a story of courage, ambition, and the brutal reality of nature. 129 men set out to conquer the unknown. Instead, they became part of it.